Hi everyone, I'm John Avino. I'm here today with North Shore Navigators General Manager Bill Terlecky. Bill, how you doing today?
Doing well, John, and we prefer the title of czar in Lynn. But that's okay.
All
That's
right.
okay.
So, are you the czar of the North Shore Navigators, or just Lynn as a whole?
Just the Navs.
Okay.
Yeah. They don't give me the whole city. Thank goodness.
Okay. Well, you mentioned you are the czar of the Navigators. What else? You've done a lot in baseball. Get a little bit into your background, just to let everybody know a little something about you.
Well, I think the best way to say that is I got to be one of the few guys that have been a general manager at the affiliated level, the independent level, and now here in collegiate summer. I was lucky enough to be involved in the startup of a AAA franchise and building the ballpark in Scranton-Wilkes-Barre, and was in the independent ball in the mid-'90s when it was just a fledgling type thing, and so I've enjoyed it, though. Every stop has been different, and certainly a great experience.
Yeah, that's great. We'll get a little bit into that as we go along here. We're going to start with a couple of just general questions about the season this year. You guys are off to a pretty decent start this season. 19-14, I believe, is your record right now. What do you attribute that to? Are you getting good pitching, good hitting, a mix of both?
Well, initially we were getting some really good starting pitching. I mean, as the season has gone on, that has – the arms are starting to lag a little bit. We've gotten great work out of the bullpen. Our closer has pretty much done the job every time. The hitting has been up and down, but I'll be honest, I give credit to our manager, John Zizzo, who has really, he's fiery. He wants to win. And I think that, and it's done a great job. It's not easy getting a group of kids from all over the country that haven't met each other. We've got good chemistry.
Yeah.
And the guys enjoy coming to the ballpark. The other thing I attribute it to, John, is we don't have a large roster. I mean, our guys play most of the time. They know they're going to play. They get ready to play, and I think that has helped a lot.
Such a great point. You guys bring in people from all over the country who, they have teammates throughout the college year, and they get here and they have new teammates, and they're only playing together for 10 weeks. So it's very impressive when you can get good chemistry. So what do you guys have to do to maintain the good start that you've had and to even be better, as the last few weeks of the season here, especially after the AllStar break next week?
Well, I'm going to say it pretty simple. My old buddy Lee Elia once said, play hard and everything else takes care of itself. So we're just going to stay on our guys to play hard, and we'll hope that everything else will take care of itself.
Nice and simple. So I mentioned the AllStar game. It's next Tuesday here. You guys are hosting it this year. Do you have anything special planned for the game itself, for festivities, for the fans? What's going on with that?
The biggest thing we've kind of hung our hat on, and it's nothing we're going to do, is we're bringing the Superstars in. That's a national touring act. They've appeared in every minor league ballpark in the country. This will be their first appearance here. It's a great show. We're hoping that the combination of Superstars and All-Stars will kind of drive our fans to come on out here that night. Pretty much, the All-Star game is about the All-Stars. It's not really about anything else. So we're going to try to feature the players. We're going to try to take good care of them when they're here. We've got a real nice gift for all the guys. I think that's a first in any All-Star game that the kids will get. They'll walk away with a little memento of the game. But I think that that's the most important thing that we remember. It's about the kids, and it's their day, and there's a lot of pressure on them that day. They know that they're scouts here and everything else, so we'll try to take as much of that pressure away from them as we can by making it a nice, easy, and fun day.
Yeah, it should be a fun time for everybody. Let's just hope for very nice weather, because it's beautiful out today, and that you can see how nice this field looks.
Well, we're all only as smart as the weather,
exactly.
Without a doubt.
That's a great point. So we got a little bit into your background. You've been doing this for a very long time. And, what are the top 3 positions that you've held, in your opinion?
Well, you probably really have to go to, I alluded to it earlier, when I was the startup general manager of the Phillies AAA team in Scranton-Wilkes-Barre. We were, involved with getting the ballpark built and getting the franchise off the ground. It doesn't get much better than that for a guy, in this industry. I've always going to always have a special place in my heart. I started my career with the Rochester Red Wings, one of the most storied minor league franchises ever. That was in 1979. And you know what? Those Madison Black Wolf in the Northern League, where we were a rough and tumble group, and Dirty Al Gallagher was our manager. You really had to enjoy that period too, without a doubt.
Great. So You won the 2012 FCBL Executive of the Year in your first season here. You know, where does that rank on your career accomplishment list?
Well, actually, to be totally honest about it, it was really something that was special to me because I had a little bump in the road. I got involved with a group that was supposed to build a new ballpark out in Michigan, John, and that blew up on me. And I kind of had to start at the bottom again and try to work my way back in. And, you know, Pat Salvi asked me to come here and run this club, and it was kind of like a comeback. You know, I hadn't had my hands on one of these in a couple years where it was totally my ship and everything. And so it was it was really nice that the league and Chris recognized all that, you know.
Yeah, and I'm glad you brought up Chris because he's the one who said this to me recently. He said that you've been on the record as saying that the Futures Collegiate Baseball League is the best league you've ever been involved in. Is there any truth to that?
Well, you know, it's really hard to, you know, I was in the International League.
I don't want to put you on the spot.
No, I was in the International League. I mean, I love the Futures League.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about that. I mean, you know, to me, anything that has the word upstart in front of it, I get excited about. I mean, you know, we wanted to be in this league because we wanted to be part of what Chris is doing in building something, and that to me, that's what I love about this league. That you know, the first year you have 4 teams, and then our club and 4 others came in that second year, and so I kind of feel like we've been in on the ground floor of watching it grow and watching it get better every year, and that to me, that's the most exciting thing you can do.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive. It's only in its 5th season, and the success that it has now compared to when it first started is pretty remarkable. Chris also tells me you're a bit of a quote junkie. Do you have a favorite quote, or maybe 1 or 2 that you want to share with me?
Well, you know, it always depends on the situation, Chris, you know, but I guess, you know, for those that when you think about, you know, a career and how long you've been in the game and you've done things you've wanted to do, you jumped around. So I'm going to go with the king of pop, Michael Jackson, okay? Mm-hmm. You know, I mean, and really being in baseball is kind of like living off the wall. And one of his lines in that song is, you know, do what you want to do. There ain't no rules. It's up to you, you know, and there's nothing wrong with that one, you know.
Very, very impressive quote. And
I'll give you one more, though.
Go
you know?
for it, yeah.
This is for all the players out there, you know. If you want to be a navigator, you got to come in with this type of attitude. You know, Pete Rose once said, I'd walk through hell in a gasoline suit to play baseball.
And Pete Rose had over 4,000 hits.
Mm-hmm. Say what you want about him, but, you know, that one puts a tingle up my spine.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. So, you, like I said earlier, you've been in baseball for a very long time, 37 years, I believe, if I did the math correctly. What would be the title of a book? If you were to write a book about your career in baseball, what would you title it and why?
You know, I don't know why this thought comes to mind, but you know, and once again, it's not like I'm a music junkie. Keep on trucking, you know, because that's really what it's just been about, you know. It's you know, that to me, that just kind of says it all, you know.
Yeah.
Or you know, that's my feeling on it all. Yep.
So, what would the title of the first chapter be?
Well, that's a tough one, you know. You know, well, I don't know if this is too long for a chapter, but how about, you know, I come to work every day just like it's the first day that I ever had a job in baseball, you know, I mean, and, you know, and I think that's what, you know, the interesting thing about this job too, Chris, is that, you know, even this season, year number 37, every time you think you got this all figured out, you end up with one of those moments. My goodness, what was I thinking of when I did that one, you know, so it's always a challenge. It's all, you know, that opportunity to, you know, it's fun to watch it all unfold, and then in the off season you kind of go back and retool it and everything. But people ask me how long am I going to last? Well, when I figure it out and have a perfect season, but I can't figure it out, so I got to keep coming back till I get it right. You know.
Yeah. Well, that's perfectly summed up. Well, Bill, I really want to thank you for joining me today. It was a pleasure talking to you. I'm really looking forward to the AllStar Game next season and to see what the rest of the season has in store. Any closing comments? No, just. You know, if you're in earshot of this, it's July 21st, next Tuesday night here in Lynn. Good luck to you, John. I know you know getting started out there in the media career. It's not easy. The radio broadcast thing. It's one of the toughest things to crack. But good luck, and if we can help you in any way, please call on us. Well, thank you very much for that, Bill. I'm John Avino, Bill Terlecky, and this has been I guess, a Futures League hot seat with the general manager for the North Shore Navigators, Bill Terlecky.